Is there anything you would like to say to those who may be struggling and going through similar things? So, like with the Chiari or scoliosis or the syrinx or whatever, like those that may be in similar situations to you, what would you like to say to them?
I would say, it's so cliche, but just don't give up. Um, it can be, I wrote a little something, so it can be so discouraging to fight through these symptoms every single day. But we aren't alone and we do have each other. Um, it's important to give yourself space to feel what you need to feel, but it's also important to stay positive and push yourself as much as you are able. I did say sometimes if you can get a little journal and just write two positive things a day. And, if you find yourself just so down and discouraged, like just kind of focus on the two things that you wrote for that day. And that's not something that I've done on this journey, but I've done it in other journeys in my life where things were just really dark and heavy. And, it's easy to get stuck in that. And sometimes it's little things like, okay, my coffee tasted incredible this morning. Like I think of James's little video this morning where he had a really crappy cup of hotel coffee.
That hotel coffee, speaking from experience, that particular hotel, not that great.
Right. Like some people, and I know because I've been there, it's like, well, I don't have anything positive. Sometimes you have to look for it. And, maybe you just had a really good cup of coffee, or maybe, it rained for 4 days straight where you live and then the sun came out. And, maybe you like the sound of birds chirping outside and you woke up and the birds were singing. It can literally be little stuff like that, but if you focus on it, like it is enough to change your mindset. And mindset is so important when you're going through something like this. um, Speaking from experience, I went from being very physically active to sitting in a recliner. And that takes a toll mentally, and you have to dig down deep, and you have to accept your limitations, accept where you are. It's okay if all you did was get up out of bed. It's okay if you didn't even really get out of bed. Like it's okay if all you can do is the bare minimum. I think sometimes we put these um expectations on ourselves, and then we feel the weight of that when we can't live up to those expectations. And I think sometimes, you have to kind of sit down and think through these things. And, like, am I being fair to myself? Am I, you don't, it's a fine line. You don't want to wallow in this self pity of, I got dealt this hand and my life is over. And while you're very validated to feel that way, we all are, you don't want to get stuck there. And so it's important to put the mental work in as much as it is to put the physical work in. So that's kind of my encouragement to people: get some sunshine, move your body. Don't be afraid to reach out and find a friend to share your struggles with. For me, that person's been you, and it's been awesome because we will literally message all day, or we'll go a couple days and then we'll just pick right back up. And it's not, honestly, it's been so wonderful to have you in my corner because I know that you understand this. The fact that you came from Nevada all the way out to Maryland, and we met on Facebook before you even came out here. It's crazy, and I appreciate you so much. And, I'm here to be that for somebody else if they need that as well. And just advocate for yourself. Nobody's gonna save you. Nobody's coming to, like rescue you from these things. And it's hard. I know for myself, I get frustrated because I'm like, oh my gosh, now I gotta find another doctor and I gotta pick up the phone and call, like even at 40 years old, I don't want to pick up the phone and call people. I don't want to, but you have to, do your research, ask for the tests to get answers to your questions, push for specialists. It is your right to be heard and validated and taken seriously, and don't stop until you get that. So I guess that's just my biggest thing to people. Like, it's okay to feel the way you feel. Make sure that, you are trying to keep yourself in a good mental space. Reach out for help and advocate for yourself.